Hi guys, welcome to Easy Peasy Gardening. I am your gardener friend Ruchi, and today we are going to sow some marigold seeds. Marigold, as you know, it comes in yellow, orange, maroon colors, and you can always go to the stores and get the plants and then use them in your garden. But why not, sow from the seeds? I collect the seeds from my marigold plants and then they are ready for the next season. So here we have the marigold seeds. So these black ones, these spiky ones, these are the seeds. These are the seeds, and these yellow are the leaves. So that's okay, they are all mixed up. So I have taken this seedling planter, divided planter, and in which I have put a good potting soil mix, and it's slightly moist. I'm just going to scatter some of these in here. Some of the seeds will go in there and some leaves will go there, and that's fine. I like these divided planters because when the plants grow and you want to transplant them, it's easy to just take out a portion of the plants without disturbing others. So not too many, maybe 4 or 5 plants seeds in each uh, divider, and then we'll just cover it with some more soil. So this is a summer plant, so you have to do this in early spring. And now, once you have covered it with a little bit of soil, I'll just water it. And now I'll uh, cover this. So these seeds, they need the moisture of the soil and they need the warmth. So I'm going to just cover this planter in this plastic bag, normal grocery bag. So what will happen is that, and I'll put it somewhere where it gets, some sunlight. So what will, I mean, the seeds don't need the light because they are not germinated yet, but it will give the warmth, and then the soil will be warm, and because of the plastic sheet, the moisture will stay inside, so the seeds will get both the warmth and the moisture, and they should germinate soon. So hopefully in a couple of weeks they'll germinate. So I'll report back how they are doing. It's been about 10 days, and now our marigold seeds have started to germinate. And now I've removed the plastic bag because otherwise, the plants will not grow straight. So one thing I forgot to tell you, that when you cover a plastic sheet on the planter, just make sure that it has some holes. Otherwise, what will happen is that fungus can develop inside the planter. It's been about 20 days now, and you can see that more plants grew, and you have to make sure that they get some direct sunlight, otherwise they'll become leggy and they'll not be strong. Now I have put them outside where they get 2-3 hours of morning sun so that they grow strong. So we have these marigold saplings growing. Uh, it probably took them about 4 to 5 weeks to come to this stage, and they look pretty good now. And they have true leaves coming out. So these plain leaves, this one, this is the seed leaf, and these are the with jagged edges. Those are the true leaves, and you can see that all of them have those leaves with jagged edges. So that means they all of them have true leaves, and it's been growing pretty nicely. So now I'm going to transplant it. uh, so marigold likes a lot of sun, and it grows from 1 feet to 2 feet tall. So I'm going to just remove a few of them, and let me show you the roots. how nice the roots are. So I'm going to separate them out a little bit and just, this soil is really good. It has a lot of compost in it. Whenever you are transplanting a sapling, you have to keep three things in mind. Number one, they should have at least two true leaves, which I showed you that all of them have. Second, you have to acclimatize your saplings, meaning suppose these saplings were growing inside the house and now you're bringing them outside the house, and if you just immediately bring them and plant them, they'll probably die because the next day the sun will come and it will be too harsh for them. So it is better that you bring these saplings outside, and keep them outside, maybe in partial sun or something like that, for a couple of days. And when they get acclimatized to the destination, then you plant them. And the third thing is that if you're planting them in the ground, then you should always do it in the evening, so that at least they have 12 hours before the sun comes back again, because otherwise, they'll just probably wilt in the sun. So suppose in the morning at 9 o'clock you planted them and then sun comes out, they'll probably wilt and burn away. After transplanting, water them thoroughly. The first 24 hours or first 1 day is crucial after transplant, because the sun will come and it is harsh, they may wilt. So you have to hydrate them properly. It's been about 2 to 3 weeks and our marigold plant is growing well. It has grown at least double in size, so it's good. There were some we planted in a row, and they're doing fine too. Some of them got eaten by the slugs, like between this one and this one there was one that got eaten up, so I'm going to put some more plants there. So as I said earlier, marigold is a summer plant. It likes full sun, and any type of soil is fine. I mean, you don't have to have good soil, but of course, if you have good soil, if it has a lot of compost, lot of organic matter, then of course they will grow better. But otherwise, they'll bloom, even in worst of the soils. And as you can see, my soil is kind of dry. It has a lot of compost, but on the top it is pretty dry because the sun is pretty harsh these days. But they are thriving as opposed to other plants which don't do that well in harsh summers. So now our plants have started to get the flower buds. Most of them have buds, but some of them don't. And they are about 2 feet tall now, so they're growing nicely. So some of the flowers have many layers of petals, uh, like this one, uh, and some of them have single layers, like this one. So you have to decide which seeds you want to save for the next season. I personally like the multi-layer flowers more, so I'm going to save the seeds from that. And look at our marigolds now. It's been about 4 months and all the plants have started blooming almost. And they have these multi layered flowers, orangish. They all look so nice. So marigold is my favorite flower of the summers because it doesn't require too much water and it likes a lot of sun. So it's a perfect annual flowering plant to grow in summers. And now I've been deadheading the flowers, meaning when the flower is spent, you just pinch the head off so that it promotes new growth. But for example, this plant, I want to keep the seeds of this plant because I like the flowers. They have a lot of layers, so maybe you don't want to pinch off the flowers of this. Let them dry on the plant and then pinch them off. And once you have 2 3 of these, those will be sufficient for the next season. You don't have to save all the flowers. So as long as you have a few of these dried flowers saved, they'll be sufficient for the next year. So I hope this video was useful to you. If you have any questions, leave a comment and I try to answer as soon as possible. If you like this video, press the like button and subscribe to our channel. And I'll see you next time. Happy gardening. Bye.